What's up, people on YouTube? Nick here with another crazy YouTube video. This one's on tropical fish. You might ask, hey, why are you so excited, man? It's just a fish tank. Might just be a fish tank, but I think it's a pretty cool fish tank, and I finally got it all squared away pretty much, because before I had algae and fish dying and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. But anyways, let's get down to the base, the tank here. It's a 40-gallon live planted tank. We got one of the light fixtures off there. Actually, here's one fixture here, and here's the other one. I'm looking at the tank there. Got my angelfish. Got some other fish. It's got some rams. They're floating in the bag right now. I just got them at the pet store. Got a killifish up there. Let's see that guy right there. He's pretty cool. That's my killifish. And I got a little tetra there too. But anyways, here's the tank. And this tank had a really bad imbalance to it, where I had just nothing but algae problems. You know, black beard algae, and that stuff's a nightmare. But I finally got it under control. That's some moss growing on the driftwood there. I got it out under control by injecting CO2 into the tank. I had high wattage lighting. I got two fixtures on here. Both of them have a pair of T5HO bulbs. Here, I'll show you one right here. These are the T5 bulbs. Now, these are really cheap light fixtures. I got them on eBay for like, I don't know, 50 bucks or something. They run hot, but I've had them for a few months now with no problems. And they're really cheap, and they work. I mean, look at the plants growing. You know, everything looks really nice in here. Let me tell you a little bit more about the tank. I have a substrate here that's made for a planted tank. It's iron-rich substrate. Bought it at Petco. I forgot really what it's called. We're running a hang-on-the-back filter there. You can't really see it through the plants, but that's it right there. Nothing special. We're injecting with CO2. It's just a little fluval kit. There it is right there. And it's a really small cylinder. Now, you know, these kind of suck because they're non-refillable, and you know, you got to buy the cartridges for them. But so far, I've had this thing hooked up for 3 weeks, and look at the gauge. Let's see if we can zoom it in. There's the gauge. It started out at 1,000 3 weeks ago, so it's not even halfway, and that was 3 weeks ago. And there's the bubbles I got. It's like 1 bubble per second. So I don't know, you know, it's I'm just new to CO2 injected tanks, so it's a Fluval 88 kit, and there's a diffuser right there, right behind the thermometer. Let's go over here to see it. There it is. And I got the bubbles going up into the power head, and the power head, look at that, it sucks it up and it shoots it into the tank, and that seemed to be working pretty good. Anyways, here's my little Red Sea O2 CO2 level monitor there. It's pretty green, maybe a little yellowish, but you know what? I'm not messing with it because the plants are looking really good. So I don't think I'm gonna mess with any of that at all. You know, when you inject CO2, it does drop your pH. There's my pH monitor there. It looks like it's about a 6.6 on the pH. There's my ammonia CChem ammonia monitor, and it's, you know, it's safe. So we got some really good plant growth in here. Yeah, check out these sword plants, man. These are like the dwarf swords, and they're just like going nuts. The leaves are so big on these things. Before I started injecting CO2, they weren't even hardly doing anything, you know. And these water wisteria, I don't know how to pronounce it, but those are all in the back, and they're really just going nuts back there. So anyways, that's the tank, and yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. So I didn't want to inject CO2 before because I didn't really understand it too much, and I used to think to myself, well, fish create their own CO2 when they breathe, so why do I need CO2? If I get enough fish, they'll have enough CO2. But no, that wasn't the case. Once you start putting a little bit of fertilizer in there, liquid fertilizer for the plants, and you start getting some high wattage lighting, like I have, I'm running about close to 4 watts per gallon. And without CO2, you're in trouble, because you can't half-ass a setup like this. If you're running high wattage lights and you don't have CO2, you're going to be in a world of hurt. So take it from my advice. You need to run CO2 when you run high wattage. When I say high wattage, like I said before, I think anything over 3 watts per gallon, you're going to need some CO2 in there. And also, if you have blackbeard algae, use Seachem Flourish XL. It's actually called Excel, EXCEL. Seachem Flourish Excel. Not the regular Seachem Flourish, that's just like liquid fertilizer for the plants. You need the liquid carbon, Seachem Flourish Excel, and that will definitely help with your blackbeard algae problem. People say double dose it or whatever, the recommend dosage to double it up. I didn't need to do that. I just put the standard dosage, and within the second day, I noticed the blackbeard algae starting to turn like red and brown, and then within another week it started just falling off and it was dead. So this is what I'm left with here. So 40-gallon freshwater tank, and there's my fiance there. She helped me set it up. Let's see here. How long do you think we had this tank set up for?
Maybe 3-4 months.
3 or 4 months, yeah. And we just barely started getting it going good right now. So anyways, we're going to put these little dudes in there and see how they like the new tank. Those little rams floating around in there. Hopefully they do good. And catch y'all later.